Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm going to take you through 3 easy to implement strategies that you can start using from today to help you get your first clients. And the beauty about these strategies is that you don't need to have a huge social media following. You don't need to do paid ads. This is a almost no excuse, no bullshit kind of way that you can implement to get new paying clients. By the way, if this is the first time for you on this channel, my name's Dipesh. I spent the last 15 years of my career in sales and have helped businesses generate in excess of $20 million in sales. I've also spent a large portion of my career working in the personal development world, learning about thoughts, feelings, and beliefs and how they impact our day-to-day. So my aim through this channel is to inspire you with practical, actionable knowledge combined with the philosophical personal development side of things so that hopefully you can take the elements of what I'm sharing, apply it to your life and see the changes that you've been looking for. So let's not waste any time and get straight into it. Step 1. This is going to sound so almost stupidly simple, but so many people overlook this. Step 1 is to talk about what you do. Don't be one of those guys that's like a secret entrepreneur that thinks that they have to do everything in the background, that they shouldn't let people know about what they're doing. At the end of the day, if you want clients in any way or form, you're only going to get them if people are aware of what you do. And the fastest way to make people aware of what you do is to go and talk about what you do. So whether you're talking on social media, if you wanted to record organic content, whether you're going to the coffee shop and striking up a conversation with the person next to you, start talking about what you do. Even when people call you and say, hey, how's your day going? Tell them what you're up to. Tell them that you're building your business in the background. Tell them that you're looking to get new clients, because you're only ever one conversation away from a completely different life. And whether that's getting your first paying client, or whether that's finding your next business partner as a result of that conversation, everything starts with the conversation. So get into the habit of practicing speaking about what you do, and do this everywhere. Speak when you go and check into a hotel and the concierge at the desk asks, how's your day going? Bring it up. Say, yeah, my day's going amazing. I love the hotel, and I can see myself working from here. If you have a business that has remote working capability. When you go out with your friends and they're asking, how's your day-to-day going? Don't be the guy that turns around and said, yeah, same old bullshit, same shit, different day. Talk about what you do. Talk about the struggles that you're going through. Talk about the evolution of your product. Talk about the fact that you are building something that you're truly passionate about. Those conversations will lead to so many doors unlocking for you, and it's impossible to know what those doors are until you have the conversation. And only once you start getting momentum there will you start seeing more and more things align for you, where you'll see that point A led to point B and led to point C. Steve Jobs famously said that you can't connect the dots looking forwards, you can only connect them looking backwards. This is exactly that. You might have 15 supposedly random conversations between now and, let's say, next month. And one conversation might lead to that person saying, hey, I've actually got someone to introduce you to. That would lead to another conversation. That person may need to introduce you to someone else. That would lead to another conversation. And before you know it, you're speaking to someone that's going to become a big long-term client of yours. But that wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for the first 3 or 5 or however many conversations you had to go through to get there. So sounds super simple, sounds almost stupidly like, why wouldn't you be doing this? But I get it. A lot of us are worried about, if we start talking about this thing that we're doing, are people going to judge us? What if it fails and people knew about it and then they go, oh my God, I knew you were going to fail. This is a stupid idea. Or what if people are just generally negative about the whole situation, negative about the fact that you're doing something that you're passionate about? Hey, maybe that's on them. Maybe they are jealous of the fact that you're following something that you would love to do and they haven't had the balls to do it themselves. Whatever the reason is that you might be worried, just recognize that the reason you're probably not doing it is just down to fear. And the only person then stopping yourself from getting to the result that you want is you based on fear. And 99% of the time, that fear is going to be around something that isn't actually true. And even if it is true, who cares? It's your life. Because if you live your life in the fear of what someone else is going to think about what you do, then you're never going to go and do what you wanted to, which means you're not really going to be working towards living a life of fulfillment, because you made your decisions based on what you thought other people would be happier with you doing, as opposed to what you would be happier with doing. I do this all the time. So myself and my wife and our little one, we were at a coffee shop a couple of weeks ago, and a couple walked into the coffee shop. There was no one else there, and the couple happened to be pregnant. So they saw the baby. We struck up a little bit of a conversation, and I just asked. I was like, "Hey guys, so what do you guys do?" And it turned out that one of the lady was a lactation consultant, and the guy had a set of hearing clinics that they base in and around London. And when they asked us what we do, I said, well, we've got a business that we help set up people's businesses in Dubai. We get them their companies done, we register their visas, we help them with accounting, legals and compliance and all that kind of stuff. And the guy just turned around and was like, oh my God, I've been thinking about going to Dubai to set up a business there for the last couple of years, but it's super confusing. Now we're about to have a conversation to discuss what we could be doing for their business. That would never have happened if we didn't talk about what we do, if we didn't freely just talk about what we help other people with. So that is literally the power of you being able to talk about what you do. So please get into the practice and the habit of doing that, and literally talk about it everywhere. Just bring it up in conversation, even if it feels awkward, because get the awkwardness out of your system when you're practicing, so that when you do speak to someone that is potentially going to become a client, or could be one connection away from you having your next big client, that awkwardness isn't going to be there anymore. Okay, so the second way of you getting your first clients is going to be looking at your friends and family as your first pool of people that you could potentially advertise to. There's a reason why in marketing and in business, leads or prospects are classed in three different ways. So you've either got cold leads, you've got warm leads, or you've got hot leads. Generally, the hot leads and the warm leads are people that have some awareness of you in some way or form and like you enough to be around your circle and are likely to entertain a conversation about what it is you could do to help them. So if you think about what your warmest or hottest circle is that's close to you, if you don't have leads coming in through marketing channels or anywhere else, it's going to be your friends and family. They already know you. They already have a connection with you. They already have really good rapport with you. So why not ask them? And it might not be, this goes back to the first point, it might be that your friends and family aren't your ideal client, but they could know someone. And again, this just comes back to why it's so important to be able to talk to people about what you do. For example, we set up our clients' businesses in Dubai. Now, I know that none of my family or friends are really thinking about moving to Dubai, or so I thought. And we were on a weekend trip away together for a friend's wedding, and they were asking how's life, how's work, and I let them know what we were doing. And it turns out that one of the guys is looking to move to Dubai. Now I'm working with him and helping him to set up his entity that will help him get a residency to move out of the UK. This is the power of openly sharing what you're doing and not being worried about the judgment. I'm sure there are people that listen to what I've said about what we do who are sitting there thinking, why the hell is he doing this? Like, why can't he just get a normal job? Why isn't he working? He did a degree in accounting and finance. Why doesn't he just go and do that? I'm sure there's people thinking, in my career, I've tried so many different things. I've worked in my family business. I became a personal trainer. I have worked in sales. I've worked in personal development. I've done lots of different things. I'm sure that there's people judging the fact that I've bounced around from one thing to another and I've tried different things. Now, I see that as I can look back at my life and go, hey, I've tried so many different things. I am actually hyper aware of what I do like and what I don't like. And I don't have to live most of my life going, I wonder if I tried that other job. I wonder if I tried that other business. I wonder if I tried that other career. I can actually look back and go, I had an idea, I tried it, I liked it for a little bit, but then actually realized it wasn't really for me. And then I moved on to something else. It's okay to do that. And therefore, it's okay to talk about what you're doing next to someone else, because the only person's judgment that matters when it comes to what you're doing is yours. Anyone else's judgment means nothing because it's not their life, it is yours. So therefore, you shouldn't be worried about what other people are going to think anyway. So don't let your fear and worry of what other people may think is good or bad impact your ability to do what you would love to do. Also, if you are starting out right from scratch and you are not sure about how to charge someone yet, you're not sure about what that product or offering looks like, ask to work for people for free. And with friends and family, this is super easy. Like, you could ask your parents, you can ask your siblings, you can ask your cousins, you can ask your closest friends from school or university. Ask for them to work with you for free, to become a client for free in exchange for something like a testimonial, or even for a testimonial and feedback, or for a referral. So if you do something for them and they like what you've done and you've delivered on your promise and what you said you were going to be able to do, ask them to then talk about what you do for other people, because they might know 5 to 10 people that might be your perfect client. So don't be afraid to ask. Don't be worried about what people are going to think, and instead just start doing, because the more you start doing, especially at the beginning, we're all going to stumble. So the more you can start doing sooner, the quicker you're going to be able to get through the stumbling phase of you being able to deliver, and the more refined your ability to deliver in your business is going to be when it comes to actually getting paying clients, if you're going to start with doing free work first. So that's the first two. If you're still watching at this point, I'd love it if you could like and subscribe to this video and drop a comment on what you're taking away so far as well. And what I'd really appreciate is if you could ask any questions in the comments below, because if there's something that you're wondering about what I've said so far, I would be more than happy, if I can, to make a video in response to your questions to help you get more clarity and help you grow in your business and your field. So the final point here is to utilize your existing phone book. So we've gone with just talking to people about it, whether it's random people or people that you know, looking at your friends and family, and now look at your phone book. Every one of us very likely has a phone, and the chances are you've got more than a couple of contacts in your phone. Throughout your entire life, you would have accumulated phone numbers, email addresses, contacts, LinkedIn profiles, Instagram. It's all in there. The only thing you're not doing so far is actually utilizing them, actually reaching out to those contacts to let them know this is what you've done, this is what you've started. So what does that actually look like? So if I was going to use that for the Dubai business as an example, I would literally get my phone, type out a message or record a video and say, hey guys, just so you know, I'm working in a business right now where we are helping business owners from all over the world expand or relocate their company to the UAE. And what I would love to know is if there's anyone in your network that you are aware of that you think would be able to benefit from our service. And if you do, I would hugely appreciate an introduction or a referral to have a conversation with that individual. And then literally, if you've written that message out, literally send that message to every single person in the phone book. If you've recorded a video, send the video to every single person on the phone book. And 90% of the people in your phone book are probably going to just ignore the message. But that doesn't matter, because what you're looking for is the 10% of people that are curious by what you're doing, have potential referrals for you. And what you would find more likely to be the case is that out of that 10% that do respond, half of those people are probably going to be interested in what you have to do themselves. And this, I think, is the unlock to helping you get more confidence in what you're being able to offer as well. Because you might be at the start of your journey, you're thinking, how am I going to get more and more clients to come in? You might be thinking about leaving your job to pursue the business, and it's only going to happen if you have a certain number of clients coming through. this is the answer. Everything that we've just gone through is so practically applicable. It's so basic. It's so easy to implement. The only reason you wouldn't do it is most likely fear. And if that's really the reason that you're not doing it, then you got to take a look at yourself in the mirror and go, am I going to let my fear dictate the path on which my business grows? Or am I just going to go and do what needs to be done? That's it for today, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, again, I'd love it if you could like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.